Hey everybody, it's your boy Jimmy here. This is the review for Ghost in the Shell.
I'm going in.
Now, full disclosure before you even continue watching this video, I have not watched the original 1995 anime movie. I know it's a definite movie I know I should watch, but since I knew that I was going to review this film, I didn't want to watch uh, the original version of it so I could have an opinion about it. I wanted to go to this movie fresh, and judging the movie from here, and then after I definitely go watch the 1995 anime movie, which I have not right now, but trust me, tonight after this review's done, we'll watch it. We'll give my opinion about it later. So let's just take a little second back before I even talk about this movie and talk about like the controversy of having anime like properties adapted to American territories. Now, there's either you're gonna get a lot of whitewash comments, or you're gonna or you're gonna get whitewash and shitty comments. Drama evolution. Anyways, yeah. So my problem with the whitewash is I have no problems about this. I read through further reports that the original director of the anime movie didn't doesn't even mind Scarlett Johansson being in the main role, and the way that the character that she's playing, Major, was also his first way of how the character would look is actually based on European descent. So I think it fits Scarlett Johansson. Anyways, the controversy of whitewash does not bother me, and I feel like a lot of critics bash on the whitewash thing, and I think that's really unnecessary critique, if you can say that. It's a necessary critique of judging this movie, because you got to judge the movie based on if the story's good, of how it looks, the pacing, editing, all those things, not just based on some weird casting. And before I even get to like my actual review, Scarlett Johansson's not a problem. I think that she was the best. She was definitely the best part of the whole film for me, and I'll get to that why. But she definitely played the character of Cyborg really well. Like her just cold stares really add a lot into the character, and she had no problem. Bottom line, there was no problem with her, that she didn't look the part, and her action scenes looked phenomenal. So I think they did a good job casting Scarlett Johansson. And without further ado, let me just talk about my problems with the film and my positives. But let's start with positives. So the positives of this film. Well, I gotta say that again, like I already touched on, Scarlett Johansson being really well portrayed in this film. But my second thing is the CG looks really beautiful. I felt like the Rupert Sanders, the director, really captured the aesthetic of a future world that where technology is run, where there's androids running around, there's cybernetic parts that you can add into human limbs. I feel like he captured everything that I envision how this movie would look. It looks breathtakingly beautiful, visuals wise, especially with scenes with in the beginning with the geisha. I love the little camera walkthrough they have with that mechanical geisha. A lot of the action scenes look visually stunning and whatnot. So I, my thing with that is that it's a double-edged sword, because my negatives is one of them is also it looks too visual stunning, but I felt like something was off about it. You can have a lot of beautiful movies, and there's a lot of beautiful looking movies, but there's something that's missing, and I don't know exactly how to pinpoint what it is. I've been trying to think about this all day about what it's missing, but sometimes the CG just looks visually boring. I don't know. There was a lot of scenes at night too, especially like scenes with night that don't even have the neon vibe of the city. Maybe like a really dark scene, especially in the third act. And I just think that it looked boring. And also, like, the reason why I think it's also boring is also because of the pacing of the film. The pacing of the film is really slow. I felt like the first act was decent. It got me invested in the story and whatnot. But by the time of the second act, I am falling asleep here. There's like these really cliche revelations that, I don't know if that's the same way how it is in the 1995 version, definitely, but I just felt like it was a bit too cliche, and I knew where the story was going, but it was just taking forever to go there, and I'm just really boring. Like, look, I get it. Maybe if that's the same way how it is in the 1995 adaptation, like, yeah, sure, like, keep true to the source material and whatnot, but man, like, it was like really a drag getting in there. By the third act, I'm not invested in the characters anymore, and I wish they would do a little bit more to flesh out a couple key elements and whatnot. I can't really go into it because I will be diving into spoiler territory, but I just thought the movie was really boring, and I hope, like, I kind of was really anticipating got a lot more. I don't know, like more interest into the end of the story. Now, they do. I did some further research, and then I found out that there is a plot. There is a major plot that isn't. I can't really talk about, but it addresses the whitewash, which, in my opinion, I mean, you didn't need to. You didn't need to have that part. And again, I knew it was gonna go, but it was really unnecessary, and it just felt like it was a like that section where it's explaining why the whitewash is happening. It addressed in the story. I just thought it took me out of the film completely, and I thought, like, I don't know, like, I thought it was really unnecessary to have. But honestly, Ghost in Shell is my first disappointment of 2017. I really wanted something big on this film, but I didn't get any of that. So without further ado, I'll just give you my score. My score is 2.5 out of 5. Super disappointed. Do not recommend watching this movie this weekend. And look, maybe I should take my own lessons and not watch this movie, and go watch the anime movie instead. And I would recommend people to do that because I hear a lot of great things. Ghost in Shell inspired a lot of great movies like The Matrix and whatnot. So again, I like the source material. The source material is still there, and I think it's great source material. It's just the execution of this film. That's the best way I can put it. The execution of this film doesn't get me so excited. And I seen, like, first 10 minutes, that's interesting, but then from there it just kind of falls flat, and I was utterly disappointed about this film. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about it. If you guys have already seen it, or if you guys don't want to see it because of the whitewash, don't let that stop you. Just go watch it, have your own opinion about the movie. Don't let the whitewash controversy get you. But maybe you're one of those people that don't like American adaptations of anime. That's fine. That's understandable. Dragon Ball Evolution is the epitome of shit on a tower, especially if you're a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. And if you can see, I am. So, utterly disappointed about this film, honestly. So just hit a like, subscribe if you want to see more content, and thank you guys for listening to me. Take care.